Hey everyone, and welcome to call number 7 of the Southern Romantics New Consultant Training Webinars. This week we're going to talk about team building, and with me we've got Cindy and Brittany, so I'm really excited they're here tonight. And real quick, we're going to talk about our homework from call number 6. So we had asked everyone to determine how and when they were going to qualify for the inventory credit program. So Cindy, would you like to give us some feedback on that?
Sure. I've already qualified for it, and I went ahead and took full advantage of that, which has actually kind of helped out. I've got a party booked just because I told her that I had a bunch of inventory.
Yeah.
So you have to become an active consultant, and then have at least 3 parties booked on your COO to take advantage of it.
Awesome. And what's the time frame on that?
I don't remember.
60 days.
60 days.
Yay! Well, congratulations. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
The inventory credit program, we did a couple pilots of it, and when all the results came back, it showed that consultants who took advantage of it stayed in the business longer and had much better success than consultants who didn't carry inventory. So this, I think, was a great way for corporate to kind of make this accessible, especially when people are starting right out of the gate and they don't have a lot of money to invest in it. And getting inventory up front, this really is helping them stay in the business longer, have better sales, and get more cash in their pocket. So yay, congratulations.
Thank you.
The other thing we encouraged you guys to do was to prepare to share 4 examples of planting seeds at your party for team building. So had you thought at all about how you would plant seeds at your parties?
A little bit. I do want to do the talk about what the hostess gets for hosting the party, like the free gift and the discounts and stuff, and tell them that, I'll do a VIP page, something like you have for specials just for them.
Okay.
One way, and then just kind of talk up the pure romance because it's awesome.
Awesome. Good. Well, thanks. All right. Now at this point, Brittany wasn't able to join us last week because it was Thanksgiving and there's craziness. So we will touch base with her on her homework in the coming weeks. But I will go ahead and mute you guys out of love, and then I'll open it up for Q&A if we've got the time at the end. So, okay, I love you, but you're muted. So today we're going to talk about team building. Team building, and bless you, I'm glad we muted that at the right time. So team building in pure romance, we say it's the way to earn ultimate wealth. So we talk about immediate wealth are going to be at your sales, the parties. Ongoing wealth is reorders and customers coming back to you, but the ultimate wealth is if you decide to grow a team and have those girls booking their own parties and doing their own sales, then that's money that you'll just have passively rolling in, that you won't have to physically work as hard to earn that money. It's just a little extra bonus money. So when we talk about planting seeds at your parties for team building, things that we want to keep in mind are making sure we make our job look easy. Our job, everyone's already going to know how much fun it is, but we don't want to make it look difficult or hard. We don't want people being like, oh my gosh, she had to do this much work to get how much money? So making it look easy, but also making it replicable and duplicatable. So that means when when you see someone at the party and that consultant makes mistakes, because we all make mistakes, we're humans, that they're not 100% refined and polished and you feel like it's unattainable, whatever that they're actually doing. So different seeds that I've learned to plant at my parties is, especially when we get a new catalog and I have no idea what the page numbers are, I ask my customers who are holding catalogs, I ask them to tell me what page we're on. Because then they realize I don't necessarily have my stuff together 100%. And if I make a mistake, then, just saying something like, oh my gosh, I get so excited, sometimes my mouth goes faster than my brain. Let me back up. And after like a really cool toy, or if we played a game that had everybody laughing, or everyone's really responding to a certain product, then I might plant a seed by saying, can you guys believe I'm getting paid right now? Isn't this ridiculous? So just putting little things like that into your spiel naturally, and not doing it where it's super salesy or really put upon, might really help someone to realize that they are also capable of doing this and becoming a consultant. You don't have to have all your stuff together. You don't have to know everything. I've been in almost 5 years and I still don't know everything because our products are constantly changing. The technology is constantly changing, and I'm always learning how to be a better consultant. So letting people know that I'm flawed and that I make mistakes and that I can still make mistakes and no one's going to fire me, that kind of stuff can be really, I guess, eye-opening for a lot of newer consultants or people who think, I'd like to do this, but I couldn't be like you. They don't need to be like you. They need to be like themselves, because that's how they're going to reach the most people. They're not going to do it by being phony or fake. Other things that you can do at your parties to kind of get people engaged and to get them thinking about possibly joining or at least seeing themselves in the business. Sharing your personal story. So your opening story, when you tell people a little bit about who you are and your background and kind of what brought you into Pure Romance. Nobody walks into Pure Romance because they're already a millionaire. Nobody walks into Pure Romance with all their dreams and goals completely met. So this is always something, when you're working, or maybe your crowd is a group of single mothers, or maybe the crowd is a group of young professionals that just aren't making enough money to make ends meet right now. So just saying, this is where I was, this is where I now am, and this is where I see myself going, can really make this more attainable and reachable for a lot of potential new consultants. Recruiting games at your parties, those are always fun. That kind of helps plant the seed, answering questions, letting people know that you, again, don't have to be 100% correct on everything because you're constantly learning. And then, of course, doing the survey on the back of the customer connection cards. Let me see if I have a copy of those nearby. Maybe not. No, but that's okay. Let me see if I've got one here. I know you've always got them, Cindy. That's awesome. Oh, here's one. Here's one that's blank on the back. I wanted to make sure I had one that didn't have any identifying information. So at the top where it says, "Are you ready?" it asks, are you ready to book a party, and are you ready to join the team or become a consultant? So that is something that I always try to make sure I get filled out at every party. Obviously, I didn't do so great at this one, but I try to get this filled out, and then basically I'm going to reach out to anyone who's circled a 3 or above. So this walks you through 1 through 10, and I tell them how to score themselves. I say, with the first question, all right, if you had a really good time tonight, I want you to scale yourself on a 1 to 10 scale. So number 1 is you never want to see me again, and 10 is you want to get all your stuff for free. Just let me know where you are when it comes to that scale. And on the second question, I'll say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in learning more about doing what I do? If you think I deserve all of your money, go ahead and circle 1. But if you need to make some extra money, even if it's just $250 a month, go ahead and circle a 10, because I'd love to give you some more information. And making sure you tell them it's no obligation information, because some people think that, by circling a 10 that you're going to be crawling down their throat. Definitely don't do that. My personal choice is that I reach out to anyone that's circled a 3 or above, because that 3 area, that 3 to 6 area, is kind of that middle ground wishy-washy area where obviously there's some interest, but they're scared. Right? Because if they were interested and they were committed, they would have circled higher. But right now they're just nervous because they're afraid to fail. I'm just totally nervous. We talked about that in goal setting, because you don't want to say it out loud because you're scared that you'll fail. But following up with them, even inviting your recruits out for coffee. I know there's many top leaders that do a coffee date once a week, and they just invite everybody that they encounter to that coffee date so they can sit around and just ask questions, and she treats them all to coffee, and that works. Following up with a phone call just to be able to chat with them is a great idea to make sure you're connecting with them and answering any questions they have. But also getting to know them better. So I wouldn't overwhelm them with lots of information about joining the team at the party, because when they came to the party, they didn't come to learn about a business opportunity. They came to have a good time and relax. So if you send them home with a packet this thick full of all this information and all these rules, it takes all the fun out of it, right? And our job is super fun, and the event and the party that they just had is super fun. So if you send them home with a crap ton of paperwork, that's not fun, all right? Even in our kits, we don't get a ton of paperwork. We get little handouts that we can reference here and there. So I usually give them this Life's a Party brochure, right, that we get in our kit, but we can also order off the COO. And I say, this is designed to kind of stir up some questions. Would it be okay if I called you in a day or two to answer any questions that this might have brought up? And they'll say, yeah, or they'll say no, right? So if they say, yeah, go ahead and try to schedule that call. Just say, it's Tuesday at 5 good for you? Or what time of the day works best for you? Could I call you on your lunch break? But going ahead and getting that set up and then putting it in your calendar so that you don't forget. And if they say no, just ask them if it'd be all right if you email them some information later on when they get home to look at. Most people will say yeah. So you want to be generating 1 to 2 recruit leads per party, and that's going to help keep your business going. They might not have to sign up, but just generating those recruit leads at every single party is really going to be helpful for you to at least know who to focus your time and attention on. When you talk to them on the phone, that's going to be a super quick chat. Just kind of answering any questions they have. The goal of that is to line them up for a coffee date and get in front of them. If you can't get in front of them at the party, and if you can't get a coffee date set up, the phone call should really be an invite to meet one-on-one, because people naturally have a harder time telling you no in person. But getting to know them better is really going to help you become a better recruiter, so that you can better answer any objections they have or answer any questions that they've got. So when you set the appointment to call her, I always follow up with an email to many of my potential new recruits. And you guys probably know this because you were in that boat at one point. I send you an email with a bunch of frequently asked questions. So it's a basic email with the body of the email is like, hey, oh my gosh, it was so nice to meet you. I hope you really consider joining our team. Here's the current kit sale. And I include in the body of an email a bunch of frequently asked questions. And then attached, I have a virtual copy of this that you can download off the COO. I also have the kit comparison chart, which shows you, hey, Rubear, shows you the 3 different kits that are available, and that's in a PDF form. And then I also include the current kit special. So if the kits are on sale this month or for this time, I make sure to reference that in the body of the email. Attached, I've included the Founders Day sale, which expires on January 15th or whatever the date is. So make sure that you sign up before then, but then I always add it as an attachment. So I'm going to show you guys, let me share my screen, the frequently asked questions. I promise I will. I won't keep it to myself. All right, so here is the frequently asked questions page. You can do this as I believe it's a 2-page handout. You can do it front and back, but that's ink, and I love you guys, and I'm cheap. Don't spend all your money on ink. If you can send this electronically, they're not gonna lose it, and if they want it printed out, they can print it out. So this has at the top my contact information, and this is just basically frequently asked questions. This will be made available to you guys so you can change out your ID number and your website and your contact information and all that. So this just kind of walks you through, especially questions that people might not think are appropriate to ask. What type of women actually sell Pure Romance? All kinds of women, because we literally have every single demographic of women in this company, which is amazing. What kind of training and support? How do you talk in front of strangers? What if you don't like it? That's a huge one. What if you get into the business and you realize, whoa, I'm not cut out for this? All right, so I try to make it clear from the get-go. There's no hard feelings. I just want you to be open with me, so I'm not reaching out to you thinking, oh my gosh, Brittany is on board 100%, and Brittany's like, right? As long as you communicate with me clearly, then I'll know how much to communicate with you. And if you're scared, that's fine. You won't ever hurt my feelings. I want people to know that you won't hurt my feelings if you decide this isn't a good fit for you. I just want you to be open and honest because I don't want there to be any hard feelings. Monthly quotas and recruiting requirements, websites, how do you book parties, why Pure Romance versus other companies, all that kind of stuff. So that frequently asked question sheet is pretty helpful, and I find that it covers a lot of bases for those women who were like me and wanted easy ways out. If this failed, how do I get out of it? All right, so if you wanted to do a physical opportunity packet, we would recommend that that would include your business card, always your business card. The opportunity brochure, which was, again, this guy. The kit comparison sheet, and again, that's in a PDF format. I can share that with you guys so you know what it looks like. And this was updated with the new blush collection earlier this year. And what I love about this is that when you download it from the COO, you can update the prices in here, or you can just leave it blank, so that you know it's valued over $450. And then scroll down and we've got the deluxe, and then we've got the premium. So you can have this printed out as a 3-page format, or you can just send it in an email, which is what I do. But I also have this, what I love is that it's on your COO app as well, so that you can pull it up and show people what comes in the kit if you don't have a copy of this for your potentials to look at in the ordering room. Again, something to always kind of steer them towards is the deluxe kit. Not for any, scary, crazy money reason, but because consultants who buy the deluxe kit tend to do better in business. So if it's a money thing, I have a lot of other consultants that tell me that they just encourage their girls who are just going to buy the standard because that's what they can afford right now to wait, go ahead and book 3 parties. And if you've already got 3 parties on the book, wouldn't you rather invest and have this inventory right there? So even if it makes your girls wait a little bit longer till they can afford the deluxe kit, those are the girls that are tending to be longer in the business anyway. So that's just a little something to think about. Hey, Wen, glad you made it. So that kit comparison sheet is awesome. And then the consultant enrollment form is another PDF that I will share with you guys real quick. We call this the PRCEF. I always have a couple of these with me at parties in my little notebook. I take these to events, and this, I actually had 2 girls in November sign up by just filling this out. They loved the kit sale that was happening, and they just went ahead and filled this out, and I bought their kits when I got home that afternoon. So if you don't want to try to buy your kit on your phone or your tablet, if you don't have Wi-Fi and there's just too many tiny numbers, just have them fill out this form. This still has where we have the basic starter kit, which doesn't exist anymore, so just ignore it. But we've got the standard, and you will have the updated pricing already because that'll be in your brain. So they just fill out all this information. You do need, excuse me, I promise, I'm not even tired yet. Okay, so they do need their driver's license and social security, and if they give you any trouble with that or want to know why, it's because you're starting a business, and we want to make sure that nobody else in your name has this business started and all that kind of fun stuff. It's just like applying for any other job. And then you can take down their credit card number here, have them sign it, you sign it here and have them sign it here at the bottom. And then you can just go on to your website, prbymegan.com or PR by Cindy or whatever your website is, click join my team, fill out all this information, and go ahead and buy their kit for them. I have heard of other consultants, especially when they know that there's about to be a big sale, go ahead and have these ready and pre-filled out so that as soon as that kit sale drops, they can just go ahead and get all these kits processed. They don't have to wait and try to follow up with people. They have all this stuff at the ready. So that's kind of cool, but I always keep a couple of these in my notebook just because you never know who you're going to meet. And also throw a catalog in there. So if they're taking some information home and they really want more information, make sure you're putting in a current catalog. So not only will they see on the kit comparison what's in it, but they can see all the stuff that maybe wasn't pictured or read more about it if they don't know what Just Like Me is, and they can have a little bit more information on it. So that's why I don't honestly give out a lot of recruiting packets, because there's a lot of stuff that can go into it. So I like trying to do that in a follow-up and get more one-on-one time with them. Okay, let me take a drink. Woo! So not too long ago, I went to some trainings and I talked with some top consultants about what they do to get organize their potential recruits. let me grab my notebook, and I totally stole this idea from Crystal Bowles. Who is a genius? Look, it matches my shirt. All right, so this is just a little 3-ring binder, cheapy thing. I only got like a 1-inch. I didn't want it to take up too much space or get too heavy. But literally what she does is she's got lead lists. So let me pull that out. So what she does is she knows it's a numbers game, that 1 out of 7 will say yes. So her goal is to sign 2 recruits a month. So she prints out this sheet, which has the month at the top, the date. Uh-oh. We good? There we are. Can you guys see this? Just nod your heads, yes. Okay, cool. Awesome. So this just gives me contact information. Key questions. What interested you about Pure Romance? Why? Is there anything standing in your way from giving Pure Romance a try? This is when you're going to listen for excuses. Oh, I don't have any money. When someone tells you that they don't have any money and that's why they can't start making money, that's more them than anything else, all right? So that's more fear. That's just them not wanting to find a way to earn the money to make more money. One of my biggest pet peeves is when someone may be collecting, I don't want to say it's pet peeves, that sounds bad, but if they're getting money from another source and they're like, oh, if I earn more money, then I won't qualify for this money that I'm getting from this outside source. And I'm like, would you rather have this budget of $300 a month that you're forced to live on, or would you rather get $2,000 a month because you went out and earned it and you don't have to worry about qualifying for that money anymore? I get that excuse so often, and I wish people would think bigger, but that's not for me to be able to figure out. That's totally on them. So if it's time, you know what? You make it a priority. You give it as much time as you feel it deserves. If making more money and changing your circumstance is a priority for you, then you'll find a way to eke out a party a week. And then this was kind of this key question. And I hear this a lot from other consultants where they're like, when do you want to start getting paid? All right, so at that first recruit interview, which is going to probably be over coffee, I'm definitely going to want to learn more about them. I want to learn about their family structure. I want to learn about their background. I want to see, you know, what they're interested in, what their hobbies are. I want to get to know them. I want to develop a relationship. I don't want them to think that I just see them as a dollar sign, because it's more than that. You guys know that. You guys have all become my friends. So it's more than just how much money is Cindy going to earn me this month, because that's not what a friendship is. But when you ask them, when do you want to start getting paid, it kind of spins it and puts it on them, all right? Because some people will be like, oh, you know, in 3 months. And some people will be like, wait, what? I want to get paid now. So that's when you get them all excited and you're like, great. So we need to get your kit now. And then we need to have your first 3 parties now. Because that's really, a lot of people get into this for the money. I know we have some people that are like, I'm in this because I want girl time and I want to make new friends and I want to get out of my shell. But most women that you meet are in this for the money, because they need to better their financial circumstance. So when you force them to think about when they want to start getting paid and they realize the only thing standing in the way of that is themselves, that's going to really kind of show you how serious they are about this opportunity. And how much time and energy they're willing to give it. So that's good for you as a recruit or as a team leader, so that you can better see who's going to get your time and energy. So if it was someone that circled like a 2 or a 3 on their customer connection card, and you were like, when do you want to get paid? And they're like, tomorrow. Then they need to go ahead and get themselves right with God about that, because they need to realize that it's doable, but you're going to have to work for it. Okay, so let me stop sharing this page and talk to you guys about the effective communication guide and handling objections, which I believe I also have as a printout for you guys. So effective communications, I'm going to share this with you. This is this is the effective conversation guide. This is another great way to kind of chat with people and see how you're following up with them. This was a game changer for me when I first got started. And it wasn't even when I first got started. It was like 2 years that I found this document. But tracking when I talk to people, because the customer connection cards will only hold so much information. So if you write down their information, you call them once, and if they didn't respond, you leave her a voicemail, and then you call again in 5 days. Call 2, voicemail, 5 days. Call 3 is as soon after you call her the second time, text her, and then you call again in 5 days. Leave her a voicemail, call again in 5 days, and call 5, leave a voicemail. Then once per month, just reach out to her. It can be a text, your newsletter, but you're going to become very passive on this recruit lead, because if she's not calling you back or if she is not texting you back, she ain't interested, all right? And if she does say that she doesn't want to be a consultant, be like, that's totally cool. Can I add you to my VIP list, or can I add you to my newsletter so you always know what's happening in my business? And if she says no, bye. Don't waste your time on her. There's other people that want this opportunity. I love this. So if you're like, oh my gosh, what was Brittany doing? Oh gosh, I'm getting her confused with Cindy. And then what was when? Then I could know that, you know, I have this just to refer back to. I can say, Cindy is working full-time and she's married with no kids, but her husband's name is this, and blah, blah, blah. And then again, these same kind of questions. What interested you in pure romance? What's preventing you? When do you want to start getting paid? So this is more if you're going to be on the phone and doing it, just because you don't want to have all these papers out when you're necessarily in your recruit interview and you're just taking notes and she's like, what the crap? Because you want to make sure that it's natural and it flows. Okay, so that is an awesome little guide. And the other one was the handling objections. Let me find that for you guys. Handling objections. So this is our old school. Look at that old logo. This was like before me. So some of these I believe are in your kits as well, probably on your, one of those first things that's got like your commercial on it and that kind of stuff. So when they're like, let me think about it, just kind of pry them and see what they need to actually think about. If they have, sometimes they just say this to get out of it. You need to make sure they have an actual objection. Let me talk to my husband. That can be a stalling tactic. What do you think their husband's going to say? Like, ask them, what do you think he's going to say? And leave it open-ended. Don't start giving her answers. Make her answer it. Don't give her an opportunity to say yes or no. She's got to expand on it. If she's really worried, share how your family members have responded to it, especially if people were a little wishy-washy at the beginning and how they love it now. I don't have the money right now. I'm just not a salesperson. I couldn't do what you do. I don't have time. I don't know anybody. Does it matter if you know anybody? No, because you're about to go meet a lot of people. You need to just be able to talk to people. Y'all know about that. What if it doesn't work? All right, so just being able to answer these questions. So this is something, especially as a newer consultant, I would task you guys to really kind of memorize this a little bit, just so you're prepared with these and you don't have to like check this sheet in the ordering room. This, where was it? I just saw it. Feel, felt, found. These 3 words are money makers. And you can do this with a lot of different objections. I know how you feel. I felt this, but I found, because that makes it more relatable. So kind of keeping that in mind when you're responding to folks. Good times. All right, I see we're running a little bit short on time, so I want to make sure I cover everything else tonight, because you guys will have access to all of these as usual from our Dropbox link. Okay, beware of word vomit. I'm so guilty of that. All right, so, and you guys know that because I'm doing these webinars and blah, 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 blah. I talk all the time. So the first time you're talking with them, keep it short, all right? This is just a quick little one-on-one. Make it more about them than about you. When you are explaining the value of the different kits, be careful not to use the word cheap, all right? Because this is not a cheap business. Cheap makes it sound like you can just walk into the adult novelty store, truck stop, and get what we get. So when you're asking more questions, if they're like, well, what's the cheapest? Try to like find out why they're asking for the cheap option. And then remind them that we're pretty classy, so it's worth it. So cheap, you're not necessarily getting a good deal just because it's cheap. So one of the ways that it was kind of explained to us was asking them or explaining to the kids that the standard is going to be your hobby kit. You're going to maybe do one party a week, just like you would do a hobby, like a book club or game night or a supper club. So the standard kit is the hobbyist. You can do this once a week. The platinum kit is your career kit. Those are the people who are ready to do this full-time, at least 3 times a week. This is going to replace their full-time income. Are you this type of person? Is this what you're looking for? And they're going to say no. And they probably want to make more than just a hobbyist. So that's when you want to steer them towards the deluxe, which is what we call the entrepreneurial kit. So that's 2 or more parties a week, hoping to steadily grow your business, not stagnate. And remember that this person, whoever buys the deluxe, is going to perform 57% better than the consultants who start with the standard kit. So if you're a numbers nerd like I am, 57% better than the standard. They're going to be in longer. They're going to make more money. They're going to recruit more when they get the deluxe kit. That's really the one you want to be signing your girls with, because it gives them a higher buying discount, automatic activation. It's just solid gold. Once you've got them signed up, that is awesome. You need to interview them again. And I know that sounds crazy. This is going to be a little bit more in depth though. So now you have a little bit of a feel for them. You want to get to know them a little bit more. I promise I'm going to speed through this. I'm going to let you guys look at the screen super quick. Recruit, interview 2. So this has more talking points for you. So again, contact information. Tell me about your last job. What did you like? What did you hate? What do you hope to gain with Pure Romance? Money, scheduling. How much do you want to earn from your parties when you're starting? What do you want to do with that money? If it's Disney, if it's a car payment, if it's a power bill, if it's manicures. How many nights are you willing to work? How many parties a month would you like to do? Days or evenings would you like to work? And then this is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. All of this is amazing. Setting dates, making lists. This is solid gold right here. Number 3, how you invite people to your launch party. And we're going to set up 2 launch parties and a pop the box. So those 3 parties to qualify you for the inventory credit program, that's what's up. Booking more parties. So this is like a 3-page document, but it's awesome. We have less than a minute and I'm going to speed demon the mess out of this. Okay, so that's amazing. Me plus 3, this is what you want to keep in mind. That's how you're going to get to senior consultant. That's how you're going to get 50%. You want to be at 50%. Me plus 3, you want to bring 3 people on as soon as humanly possible. You're going to qualify for the monthly minimums and a lifestyle bonus when you start recruiting. That's just more money in your pocket from corporate. Your homework is to create opportunity packets, share a pic on the Facebook page, update your frequently asked questions to your information, and identify 3 new potential recruits in the next week. Check your customer connection cards, people complaining on Facebook, your party guests, and reach out to them. Invite them to our meeting tomorrow. All right, you should never walk alone. Each one bring one. Always bring someone to your meetings, to your parties. You should never, ever, ever be coming to those things alone.